Guys, welcome. We're glad to have you on this Saturday morning. I don't know how to put it into words how excited I am about all the things going on in New Age. And I catch myself trying to stay RX, and I'm sure the New Cereity folks still say New Cereity, and I'm sure some of you folks still say Limu, but I am trying to get myself, so I've been writing it on my hand, New Age, so I can learn the word New Age. As we go forward, I love the name. Nothing, no, nothing against the word RX, but everybody will try to respell it. I mean, New Age is easy to spell and it's easy to remember. And I think we all are in a new age. I think everybody here would agree the world has made such dramatic changes, this pandemic, and people, this is really bad, but this pandemic has been so good for business. I'm sad that we had a pandemic because it's gotten such a crazy world out there. But I sure am thankful my paychecks have increased every week since the pandemic. And I believe this also that the things that are coming are going to see our company go into a stratosphere. I really believe that with all my heart. Otherwise, I would have continued to kind of stay on the sidelines and not work so hard. But as we get started this morning, there's just so much that we could talk about. I do want to say a couple of congratulations to the folks in Arkansas. Richard Tuggle's on here, and he's the number 16 power ranker in all of North America. Susan Glasgow, number 18, and the Coopers are Betty and James are number 22 in all of North America. And I'm not going to try to name everybody over there, but I want you to know something. It shows why someone said what happened in Atlanta. When someone starts a group in an area and stays focused and they all plug in as a family, they continue to work, even though as families they don't always get along perfectly. Let's make that clear. We may want to kill each other once in a while. I know I do with my family, but here's what I'll tell you: they've stuck together, they've built a culture, and now I've seen big things in Arkansas is just getting started. We are going to have an event in Arkansas in July, and those details will be out. The end of July, we're going to have an event at the lodge. It'll be our third annual event that we've done in Arkansas, and everybody's welcome. And some of you I know can't travel, and unfortunately, we won't be able to Zoom that one. There's not a good. When I say this is out in the middle of nowhere, there's not enough internet service there to run a cell phone, much less to run a broadcast. So this will definitely not be Zoomed. It might be trying to do something, but we can't do that. So, at any rate, I want to welcome everybody on this morning. There's so many amazing things happening. I've got Todd, Rowland, and Anthony Moreland staying just about a block from my house. So we've got an all-day events happening here. So I've actually cannot believe this. I'm actually gone back to doing some home parties. When people say how important it is to connect with people, my wife was ready to kill me when I told her how many people were coming over this afternoon, and the number continued to grow. We thought we were going to do it in our office, and now the numbers have increased, meaning that we're going to have to do it in the living room. So, and I had grandchildren visiting this weekend, so they were going to get to go to the movies and do some fun things. But guys, as we get started this morning, um, Anthony and Ashley Paulsen are really going to take care of this call today because they're going to talk to you about things social media wise and how important it is. And understand that everybody, there's a lot of different tools in the arsenal, and there's going to be continue to be more and more tools in the arsenal. But I'm gonna tell you something that happened that made such a difference. So right here, Anthony has actually got a girl that joined his business, happened to be from Jackson, Tennessee, and I'm not even sure Anthony would remember. He just knows I'm from Tennessee. He probably didn't even remember the name of the city, but he welcomed her to the team. And it just so happens my daughter, who runs a gym, recognized the name, and she comes and uses my daughter's sauna. Now, what's the chances that we say, how small is the world? What that I'm making a point here is that my daughter is now a little frustrated with herself because she played James Bond 007, didn't share the business with this girl. Doesn't mean she would have gotten her, but I can tell you this, she knew her very well. She comes to her gym and uses her sauna regularly. She's not upset because she's on Anthony's team. I don't mean that in any form, but I want you to know as our company begins to grow and as this thing hits momentum, someone you know that you have on your didn't put on your list, or someone that you had a problem mentioning it to. I'm gonna kind of went into your shell is the word I'm going to use. You were maybe they were on your chicken list, or maybe Kristen didn't think she knew her well enough. Whatever the reason, someone she knew signed up for someone 2 states away, and she's right here in her own backyard. Now we're happy to have her on the New Age team, and we're welcoming her to our meeting, and we're going to all work together. But I want you to realize as the company grows, and I think Todd could mention that too, we're going to have situations like this happen, and how important it is to welcome people to your team. Because as I said before, many of you got on here, we're a team, the New Age team. Some of us are coaches, some of us are players, some of us are still feel like they're on the sidelines, not quite getting into the game yet. And so we're all in a different place in our business, but we're going to all get the championship ring if we take it to the end. And if you remember what I said earlier, that I had these calls and there was only 30 and 40 people on these calls 5 years ago, Paul Goss was on them. He remembers them 5 years ago. But he can also tell you some of those people did not stay till the momentum came. They gave up or they gave in, whatever their reason. I could name off a half a dozen or a dozen of them who didn't stay the course. They didn't finish the marathon race. And that's what this is. And this thing's becoming sprinting right now. So with that, I just want you to know momentum is in place. And I'm watching these numbers continue to grow. As we're doing this, there's still people coming onto this room non-stop. We've had more people join since we started than I used to have on these calls altogether. So it's just exciting times. I can't say enough about all the people plugging together and the culture we have. I know that Ken and Deb are on, that came from Lucerity. We've got so many of the Limu, and I'm saying it right, Limu. We got so many of the Limu, but now we're all new age. We're all on the same team. So with that, Anthony, I'm gonna turn this to you because I know that you and Ashley Paulsen have some things they're going to share with some of the things you guys are doing. I'm gonna call this the younger folks. Since I'm the old man of the sea here, we're gonna turn this over. Brent asked me exactly what we're gonna do today, and I said, man, this is gonna be the Anthony and Ashley show. He said, we're gonna have to just chime in as we go. So Anthony, I'm gonna turn this over to you. You can share your screen, and I'm just gonna mute myself out.
Okay. Hey, good morning, everybody. Well, or good afternoon. I heard South Africa on here as well. So, hey, happy Saturday, though. And 4x4, I see Leroy throwing it up, 4x4. And that's what this social media, we're about to take the time to explain 4x4, how you can utilize that and get your 4x4 within the next 8 weeks and get your t-shirt too. So Ashley's going to share the screen here. And we're going to kick it off with some don'ts. You know, there's always some do's and some don'ts. And so first we want to talk about some things that we've been seeing that actually hurt your business more than help you. See, it don't hurt me because I'm doing it the correct way, but we want to teach you how to do it. And these are the two groups that we encourage you, if you aren't in, to go join these groups. Go join them. And at the end of this call, I will accept them. While I'm on the treadmill, I'll accept and invite you. But Transformation Health Styles and Transformation Lifestyle. Tell you a little bit about both of them. Health Styles, all a person will get in there and see is all about transformations, recipes. They'll hear all about our products. Maybe you sat out with them. They said, I was sitting with Todd yesterday, and one couple of days like, no, we don't want to do the business. We don't want to pay the $24.95. We don't want to become a distributor. We just want the products. Well, guess what? Well, we don't add them to lifestyles because that's not what they were talking about. That's not what they were asking. We add them to health style so they can get in there and see other people have transformations, even if, well, those people did sign up. But even if they don't join the very first time you reach out to them, they're in the group. That's the importance of the group, you guys, is add them to the group. Now, if they want the lifestyle, you add them to the lifestyle. Maybe they're looking to make some extra money. Maybe looking to have more time. Maybe they're looking to travel the world. Add them to the lifestyles. Or maybe they transition from being a customer to, wanting to do the business. And we'll definitely go into detail of those as well. But this is how you invite Ashley. Ashley's going to actually hit the next screen. But this is how you invite you guys. Now, of course, you can just invite them and it'll ask you for their name. And so if you do on the left-hand side here, if you just hit invite, it's going to pull up their name. It'll pull up their name and you can just add them to it. But Facebook it acts funny sometimes. So you invite somebody, I can invite Chris and he never gets it. And so that's the key to it, you guys, is trying to make sure that you add them. So we went a little bit deeper here and we showed you how to get the share link here. It's actually one more screen, but if you click in the top right where the little star is, at the very bottom, you'll see share. And then when you click on share, it'll have a copy link and you can copy that link and send it to them directly in a text, a Facebook Messenger, Instagram, LinkedIn. It doesn't matter because once you send that link to them, they can just click on it and join the group right there. Where it'll put them in the waiting, we'll pretty much put them in the waiting room and then we'll accept them, the admins and moderators that accept them. And so just be patient with us, but we have a lot of people that do it. We all, as leaders, we're all moderators and admins. And so we accept people pretty quickly. And then Ashley, did you have anything you want to add on that part?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. So the only thing I want to add to that is when you're plugging people into these groups, it makes it so much easier to approve requests when you invite them, right? So it'll say, Anthony Moreland invited Ashley Paulsen, so I know that it's a legit person coming into the group, because just like Amy Summers talked about this weekend when we were down in Destin, we don't want this just to be another group, right? We want to bring a lot of value to this group. But bringing people to this group is what's really, really important. And so going in and inviting those people, just like we did on this page right here. So click the invite button, you'll be able to find their name, and it'll be a lot easier for us to go in and approve them more quickly. So that's all I had.
And then there's also a great follow-up tool. So you can invite them. Let's say, for instance, they get it or they don't, but you can come back, later on in the day or the next day and be like, hey, did you ever get into that group? Oh, no, I didn't see it. All right. And then that's where you go and copy the link and send it to them directly. They already been invited. We already accept them. They just have to, on their end, they still have to join the group.
And another, I'm going to pop in real quick. And another cool thing, when you invite them, when they're accepted from our side and then they go in and accept the group, it'll actually tell you, Ashley Paulsen joined Transformation Health Styles. So now you know that they're in the group, that you can go and tag them within the group.
And then we'll go to the next slide here.
Anthony, I want to add one thing there. For those of you out there that are in my age bracket, which is 50-ish, this is something that I've had to learn. This was not in my network marketing repertoire. So just like some of you may be seeing this for the first time, I began to see how to do this maybe 8, 9, 10 weeks ago now, maybe 3 months. And it's taken me a minute to get comfortable, but I use this now. Anthony sees me do it because he's been riding with me all week. When I'm in a meeting and I share the opportunity with somebody, this is what I'm using as my follow-up now. So when I get them either interested or signed up, I immediately go friend them on Facebook with my iPad right there in front of them. I ask them to accept my request on their phone, and then I immediately invite them into the group. And it just pays huge, huge, huge dividends. And if you're not aware, these groups have got all the videos, the Zooms we did this week. The Health Styles got the Dr. Crystal, Dr. Ginger videos that were recorded this week. They've got other Dr. Ginger videos. They got all the posts, and it's just a miracle worker. So just like any job you would go get or any occupation that you're a part of, you had to learn a skill set to get good at it. This is a skill set that you don't want to play off just because you're middle-aged like I am. This is something that if you want to make $1 million in our industry, this is where things are going, and we all need to get really, really good at it.
Hey, Todd, Anthony, can I jump in real quick?
Go for it, Coach.
One of the things to piggyback what Coach Rowland was talking about was one of the things that you all are going to see happen, and it's already happening, is you're going to see leaders doing a lot of interviews. And in our industry, facts tell, but stories are what really sells people. Stories, what's happening, transformations, lifestyle talks of what happened financially to their life. You're going to hear more and more and more of that. Like Todd said, Dr. Crystal comes in every Wednesday in Transformational Health Styles and talks about her products, interviews people. But on the same flip side of that, Anthony, Andrea Rosser on Wednesday nights at 7 does a Winning Wednesday where she sits down with people having a transformation and puts it in transformational lifestyles. So we're going to have more and more of that. So this is just to echo what Coach Rowland said. No matter what your age bracket is, the first thing to do is go plug yourself into these pages, because it, without a doubt, is bringing customers and brand partners into people's business. So definitely get plugged in. Back to you.
Going back to what Chris said, that he's not good at it. The video, it was actually on a different group, which we may hit those other groups in a minute. It was more of an informational group that we have. But we asked Chris to leave a message as he was driving through the snow to give people an update on what the roads were. So although Chris thinks he wasn't very good at it, that video was viral. Everybody knew where roads were. They knew if they could get to the Alabama state line. So, yesterday, as Anthony and I were working, we did a Zoom into Brazil. We did a meeting in Florida. We did a meeting in Mississippi, and we probably talked to 15 different people in 15 different states. So everything is separate. Nobody knows each other. But the joining factor are all of these groups we have. So doesn't matter if it's Nick over in South Africa or if it's Kathy in Charlotte, or it's Betty Waters in Colorado, these groups all make us a big family. So you want to participate in that and use that to your advantage in building a business. All right, Anthony, I'm back to learning now.
And hey, you learn from, these are guys who, first of all three of them have made multi-millions. They might not talk about it a lot, but these are people who have done it pretty much the way that it should be done. In the living rooms, in restaurants. I've been riding around with Todd. He still sits in the living room, but he's utilizing this as a great follow-up tool, you guys. And me and Ashley will talk about that here shortly in just a second. But we do got a next slide, which has some don'ts. Well, some do's and some don'ts. So on the left-hand side, you see Kelly. Amazing transformation. Congratulations, Kelly. You rock. That's an amazing transformation. See, these are the type posts right here where they're in the group already for you guys. Transformations all throughout the group. Right there on the comment section, that's where maybe Ashley was trying to lose some weight. Maybe I sat down with her and she was like, well, I'm kind of interested in products. You know, I want to get in shape. Well, I can go and tag her and say, hey, well, my friend Kelly just started her transformation and check her out. This is her since August. I go in there and say, hey, check out my friend Kelly. But one thing we also see is a lot of things that don't hurt us. I'm telling you, it won't hurt me. It will hurt you more in the long run. The reason why you want to add your friends to the group and not just share outside the group is because the group follows up for you. Todd is busy. Brent is busy. Chris is busy. They already have thousands of people in their organization. So it's times that they always don't get to follow up. But when you add somebody to the group does the follow up for you. I was talking with Alina earlier, and she was like, so kind of what are y'all going to talk about? Because I have this class to do. And I was like, well, we're going to talk about the group. So she's like, can you give me a little bit? And I told her it follows up. But I gave her this scenario, and I want you to think about, we all have joined groups, whether it be any kind of groups, sports, dogs, any kind of groups. I know a lot of people that join them, but I've never known anybody to leave a group. So once you're in the group, you're in the group. Whether the timing is right now, but guess what? It may come down the line. I remember we started the groups in November. I added a lady, and then she ghosted me. Anybody else been ghosted before? I've been ghosted. She didn't respond back. She was all excited about it, and I messaged her. She didn't say nothing, but she was in the group. And come February 1st, she reached out to me. She said, okay, what is these skinny drops? How can I get some? All because she stayed in the group. And see, that's the power of the group. It does the follow-up for you, but when you share outside the group, your friends never get in. They never get to see all the other transformations. They never see all the other people. No. You see, it's a no. Like you tell your kids and your grandkids when they do something, no. That's a no. Don't share. That it shouldn't have 27 shares. Dr. Ginger and Dr. Crystal Van's video shouldn't be shared outside the group. It should stay right there. Invite your friends into the community and tag them in the comments. That's a big no. Just let you know you're hurting yourself more than you're helping yourself. I just wanted to give you, hey, you could do however you want to, but I'd rather my friends get in the group and get to see all the rest of the transformations, the recipes, hear Dr. Ginger, see other videos that they can all plug into. Because when you share it to your video, they only see one video. They don't see everything else. And was that all of them that we had on the slides?
Yeah, for that. Now we have the invite.
Oh.
So another thing too, a lot of times we overcomplicate it, right? So I took a few screenshots of conversations that I've had within just the last few days since I've been back from Destin. So one of the biggest things, even though Chris Doyle, you're not super good at social media, just posting every now and then is gold, and it'll pay off dividends in the end. I've been posting, obviously you guys know I've had a transformation. If you're working on your transformation, obviously keep people updated as your journey, as you with your progress, right? But if you don't really know what to share someone else's story because it's so powerful. Here's a few screenshots that I took. So on Sunday, right, I just got back from Destin. One of my friends had wrote, hi, you look amazing. Tell me more about the program you're using. I could have easily been like, I took sunrise drops. They help with hormone levels. They help with insulin. You know, it's like you can easily go into that hole. And instead, I just kept it so simple, right? Using the tools that we have. And so they're just tools. And so what I did is I put, thank you so much. Can I add you in a Facebook group? She said, sure. So I added her in the Facebook group. It said that she accepted my invite when I had invited her. And then once I did it, I tagged her, in Dr. Ginger's video at the top, and I tagged her in a few transformations. She wrote me back the next day. Where do you look for information on purchasing the products? And I said, do you have specific products you're interested in, or do you want to look around? That's key, because you don't want to just, there's tons of information on tons of products, but she was in the group doing her due diligence. And I'm like, what products are you interested in? She said, mostly weight loss. So I sent her to my website. I told her there's an opportunity to get 30% off. So happy that we have some changes to the websites coming on too. But what pack do you recommend? I've had a transformation, so I'm going to recommend what I did to her, right? What I did. And so you can see here exactly what I wrote. When I started, right? Because you're relating to that person. She wants to know what you did. When I started our 60-day transformation, it sets you up for the full 60 days. I sent her the 2 packs that I started with. She said, I'm ready to make a change. Let's get started. I sent her a smart link and she signed up. I didn't get her on a Zoom. I didn't get her on a 3-way call. She wasn't in my living room. She didn't have to try products, right? So there's so many different ways that you can leverage this, but don't overcomplicate it, because it's so easy to overcomplicate and overtalk. Sometimes we overtalk and we talk people in just to talk them back out. And so really just truly keeping it so simple. I have 2 more examples and then I'll turn it over to Anthony. We'll kind of go live in the Facebook group. Here's another one. Thursday. She wrote back, what are you doing? And I said, is it okay if I add you into a few Facebook groups, tag you in a few different posts? Yes, ma'am. I added her. Literally the next day, Friday. How do I order? I found a few products I want to try. Just keep it so simple, right? Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I do have a lot of knowledge in our products, but that's not what people want. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know how it works, and they want to know how they can duplicate themselves if this is something they see for a business opportunity. One more example. Okay, so hi Ashley, letting you know you are making me crazy with your Facebook post, blah, blah, blah. I'm really wanting to slim down. She wrote this Friday, same thing. Thank you so much. I feel amazing. Can I add you on a Facebook group and tag you in a few things? So really just keeping the invite so simple, right? Plugging them into the tool and then doing the follow-up and taking them to the next step. So that's kind of all I had on my invites. Just kind of some
Ashley,
conversations that I've had going on.
What do you tag them in? Do you tag them in a testimonial? Do you tag them in what's kind of your favorite go-to tags?
Yep. So we're actually going to go live in the Facebook group, Anthony is, but when I go into transformation health styles, I always tag them on the Dr. Ginger video that's pinned to the top. I always tag them in that. And what you'll do, Anthony will go through it live, but you'll just tag their name once they accept into the group, right? Because you want them to populate so they can see what they're being tagged in. I tag their name and I say, start here. So they're going to watch that video first. And then depending on what they're interested in, like this, she wanted to slim down, right? And so I'm going to go through, maybe find my transformation story that I've posted in there. If you haven't posted your transformation story, please go in and do that, because you can leverage off of each other. But all I did was I tagged them on the Dr. Ginger video, and then I go through and tag them on 2 to 3 transformation posts within there, and then let them do their due diligence and check it out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Ashley, if you can also, you shared something that was powerful today. Community is a big thing. I heard Tammy talk about community so much when she first came in, and she always talked about community. And just because you added a friend to the community, what happened, Ashley? You told me this morning.
I mean, it's powerful because she goes in there and sees other stories. It's no different than Anthony when he added it, a few months ago. They see different stuff, but they feel a part of something, right? And so I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's so important to support one another right now more than ever. But when they're thinking about having weight loss, or if they're thinking on a transformation, how much more successful are people when they're fully supported, right? I've wanted to lose weight a lot of times, but when I found myself a system that worked, but also a community of people that supported me. So when you're in there, congratulate people, comment on people, because what it'll do is it shows people that we are a positive community supporting each other, but it'll also pull those stories up to the top, right? Because there's activity on those posts. And so it'll pull those up to the top. which makes it easier when you are bringing people in. A lot of those posts that people are commenting on a lot will be pulled up to the top because they're have the most hits at the time.
Yeah, Ashley, we were riding this weekend, so I've been picking Anthony's brain. For those that don't know, over in Italy, we've got and France, we've got some people over there approaching one particular girl, almost $3 million a year in earnings now, and they're really building not exclusively on social media, but predominantly on social media. And one of the things that Anthony has figured out studying what they're doing is cross-line everything. They are enormous support systems for each other. So when they make a post on Instagram and or Facebook, like it's like a posse that comes in and comments positive things. And what that does, it changes all these algorithms up and it just makes it flow out there in such a huge way. It gets people excited. The more comments, the more the next person wants to look at it. So I'm going to get way, way better at taking time out of my day to go in there and post on other people's stuff. And it's not that I don't want to, I just don't ever make myself take the time to do it. So I think if we all do that and kind of get this team built out here, pushing this, I think we can send this stuff viral and we're going to see some crazy action for everybody's businesses out there, really around the world.
And yep, to piggyback up off that, Todd, yeah, we do watch. I mean, when we look at it, if you go, matter of fact, you don't believe us, go to Instagram. Go to Instagram and just type in hashtag RX. Unfortunately, you won't see anything North America. I know we got some people from South Africa, but you won't see pretty much any top posts from South Africa. I mean, from America or Canada or Mexico. Most of it's going to come from Europe and Italy and over there and overseas because they support each other. And when you start supporting each other, it just shows their other friend like, dang, what am I missing out on? It shows somebody else, what am I missing out on? I did say I was going to go live because some people like to see it live. So let me pull up. Oh, let me share my screen here. I just do it live. I do a live video. I mean, a live one for you guys. So y'all can. I thought I had it on.
Brent, did you want to add anything there while Anthony's pulling up live?
Yeah, just I mean, I'll just reiterate the communities where it's at, the supporting each other. Every big leader that I talk to, one of the, even not in our company, in other companies, one of the things they have going on is everybody supporting each other's post. And it boosts the algorithm. It pushes it out to more people, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, does not matter. And ultimately, their people are seeing all the people commenting. And you know as well, just think about as you look at social media, what do you give value to? You give value to the post that's got all the shares and the comments and the, you know, that post becomes more popular subconsciously in your mind.
And I did get it pulled up here, and I see a couple of questions, quite a few questions coming. And I answered one of them. One of them asked for somebody. What did it say here? It said, I got a direct. Well, it won't let me see it anymore. I'll answer it in just a second. But this is one of the groups, Transformation Lifestyle. So if you're in Transformation Lifestyles, they're pretty much built the same. Just one is all on the standpoint of just lifestyle changes, whether it be financially, time freedom, family. And we have amazing posts here. Dr. Crystal starts off with one, but if you hit announcements and you see all, you'll see that we uploaded Todd's video. Have you ever thought about a home-based business? This is the one I tag all my friends in right here. So if I was going on here and Chris Doyle was my friend, he had never heard much about it. He already accepted to be joined into the group. Guess what? I'm gonna be like, hey, Chris, start right here. And I could just, you can kind of make it personal, and he can go and he's gonna get a notification. Oh, that was the question. Does our friends get notified when we tag them? And then you do. So Chris can go to his Facebook right now and he'll see that he got notified about a post that he was tagged in. So he got notified. And that's how it works. Once they get into the group, see, it only works if you add them to the group and you make sure they get into the group. And I'll bag up here because some people were asking me, well, how do we do the link here? Well, see, you invite them first, like Ashley said, because it lets the moderators and us know. But then what we do is you come and copy the link. And it's a little different on the computer. I normally do it from my phone. And I encourage you to save these links. But if you just, a lot of times if you're on your computer, you can just grab it from up here. Just grab this link right here and hit copy. And you can send it to them if you're on your computer. You can grab it from right here at the address bar, grab that link and text it to them. And it'll give them a direct link to the group because sometimes it get hidden by Facebook. So that's another way. But then also, like Ashley said, she finds posts that relate. So this is Craig. And for any of my friends that are a little older and I know they got grandkids, all I got to do is tag them right here. Like I got, matter of fact, my high school coach, and I know he's in the group. He hasn't joined the business. Let's see if he joined the group yet. He hasn't joined yet. But I'm going to get him in. When he come in, because all he talks about is his grandkids. So I'm going to add him to the group, and this is the first post I'm going to tag him in is Craig's. Because that's what he wants to do. That's all he talks about. Well, then you got me. You got me sitting on the beach. So if that's something that your friends want to do, you can tag them in that one on the beach. And I love it because so many people want to live that. So hey, tag them in it. And guess what? Hey, I know that guy. Let me call him on three-way. And see, this is big too. Ashley, you didn't mention this, how you gave your customer a new shout out for joining, and then next thing you know, she wanted to know about the business. But that's where Ashley was this morning. She told me about a lady she added as a customer. She joined, ordered products, just because she made a post saying, hey, congratulations on starting your new age experience with the products. And everybody congratulating her. She reached back out to Ashley and wanted to know more about really what was going on because these people were congratulating her and she didn't know her. She didn't know them. And now she wants to know more about the business. How big is that? All because of the community, you guys. And see, you don't get that when you add outside the box. And so, Riley, if I had anytime you got some young people and you show something like this, like, hey, look at the beach. See, all you got to do is go and tag them. But it's the same thing in health styles, you guys. Health styles the same way. Let me get this bar out of my way. Same thing. Same thing. Dr. Ginger's videos right here at the top. It's pinned. We actually have about 5 of them pinned. If you just click on the announcements, you'll see all of them, and you'll see the different pin posts. We got Dr. Ginger. We got this post. We got Crystal when she went live, one of her top ones. And so also we're going to pin the one that Dr. Ginger and Dr. Crystal just did. You got the one, this is athletes. They're all pinned right there. All you got to do is tag them. So if you got any athletes, you just tag them right there. And then also, if you scroll down, this is also the post like Todd was asking, well, what do you tag them in? Well, I can do this right here because I know my coach is in this one. He's not in the lifestyle one, but he is in this one. So I can be like, this is my high school coach here. And I can just tag, I can keep on following up with him over time. He's been in the group since November. He hasn't joined yet. But guess what? Over time, he's going to eventually see something. Kim Gray. See, now you got Kim Gray you pretty much got Kim Gray at your fingertips. You don't have to wait. But then also we were talking about different videos. Todd mentioned videos that we have here in the group. If you go right here on guides, you click on guides, you guys, and we have been uploading videos and we categorize them. You got weight loss. We're also in Spanish, and also we're going to work on different languages and different things. We got immune, so they can watch videos just on the immune and inflammation, just short videos that they can check out. Then a lesson that I have different videos. I still got more I need to upload. Energy drinks, nutrition, weight transformation videos that we're going to upload more this weekend. It'll be more up in here, probably another 10 or so right here in this little section. So all you got to do is use that, you guys. The group is absolutely amazing. Get in there, play around with it. But I know me and Ashley said that we were going to pretty much stop and then leave it open to questions. So
I do want to say
I'm actually going to allow you.
Can I say one quick thing? So another thing too, obviously this past week with Dr. Crystal and Dr. Ginger, right? We had the House of Brands video. So, and then we also had the opportunity with all the top leaders that we put in the lifestyles page. And so a lot of people have been asking for those recordings. What's holding you back from plugging these people into the groups to tag them in the recording there, right? Because you can send them a YouTube link and that's the only information they're going to see. They're only going to be able to go in and watch that YouTube link. However, if you're like, are you okay if I plug you into a Facebook group and I'll tag you on a video that explains the product a little bit more into depth? Plug them into the Facebook group. Now they have a whole bunch of, different examples of where they can go and do their research. And so I'd rather have them do their research there than on YouTube because I don't know what's on YouTube, right? And so plugging them into a tool that's already successful, but they can also look around and see different stuff. So utilize those recordings as well. Don't just send them the YouTube link. It's so much more powerful to put them in the group. I promise you.
And now we'll just take some questions. So if you have questions, either, raise your hand and we'll unmute you or type them in the chat. I see one question is like how you tag somebody. It's pretty simple. You use the @ symbol. Just type @. Matter of fact, after we get off the call, everybody go in there and try it out. I want you to find one person that's in the group that you have added, whether they haven't joined yet or you added them months ago. You go in there, you hit the @ symbol and tag the name. And it will populate their name like I just did with Chris Doyle. Just put the @ symbol and tag a name in the post that they can relate to, you guys. That's what I recommend there. And so yeah, any questions? We're here, ask the questions, and we can either unmute you or we'll do it that way.
There's a few questions of people who aren't really on Facebook or aren't tech savvy. Okay, I guess that is kind of where you could use the YouTube link, right? Because you want to get them the information. Or what you could do is get them on a Zoom and play that video and watch it with them, right? Because then it's kind of more of a one-on-one on a Zoom. You could do that as well. A lot of people are kind of saying more people aren't on Facebook or technology savvy. Not all your friends are on Facebook. That this is only a tool, right? This is only one of the tools that we have in our toolbox.
Yeah. Ashley, can I say something?
Yes.
Because I know you're thinking it, so I'm just going to say it. So it is a tool, and if your people are not on Facebook, then go old school. Okay, I'm on the road right now. Okay, Todd, Rowland, Anthony, they've been on the road. Chris Doyle's on the road. Listen, when you want to build this business bad enough, you will get the tool in front of their face. So whether that's a coffee shop, going to Chris Doyle's house, he's doing a party today. He's made millions of dollars in the industry, and he's doing a party at his home. If that's not a tilt, I don't know what is, as far as how to do the business. But there are a lot of people on Facebook. There are a lot of people on Instagram. And so this is a definite tool to plug those people in. But there's a plethora of ways. Bottom line is, I call it butts in the seat. Find a way to get what we got in front of the person, right? So the beauty of being your own boss, the beauty of being an entrepreneur is you get to decide how you're going to do that. You get to be creative. So back at you, Ashley.
And we did have questions. I see Betsy unmuted herself. Oh, you had something to say, Chris?
I want to say something, Anthony. You've got a YouTube site. So those that are saying that they don't own Facebook, but they wanted YouTube, you have a YouTube channel too, don't you?
Yeah. If they don't have Facebook, go to my YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in Anthony Moreland. That's where I post pretty much anytime I'm on there. Even the corporate Zooms, unless they tell me not to post it, they go to my YouTube channel. And Brent posts all his on his YouTube channel. So if you just go to YouTube, and I'm not going, hey, if you reach out to me, you're going to have to trade something for my time if I have to go and find a link for you. But if you just go to YouTube, matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to wait. You're going to have to wait some time because I'm going to make sure you wait if you come to me and ask me where the videos is again. So go to YouTube, type in Anthony Moreland, and you'll find it. Because so many people want to be spoon-fed. And be honest, I'm trying to help you guys out so you can learn. If I always do it for you, you'll never learn. You'll never learn. So go to YouTube.
You can only help so many. That's why we have what's called leverage. You have to learn how to do this to build a big business. And also, I have a YouTube channel. It's Chris Doyle RX YouTube, and not everything's posted on there. all of our Saturday trainings are on there. So I try to put things up too. So there's multiple YouTube channels from your leaders here that are put up for you to use. So there's a lot of tools out there, but I love what Brent said. I'm just learning this. I'm 20 years in and I'm still going to use these tools. It's no different than what he did that talk down in Destin. He said, you got to have, what was it? I believe he came out and said, I'm trying to cut this board with a screwdriver. I'm trying to cut this board with a hammer. Okay. This is a tool. It will not be all of your business. It can be some of your business. It can open up a door to your business. It won't be all of your business. Right now it's been none of my business except for some of my team members, because y'all know I just don't post a lot of Facebook. I'm trying to do better. I have added, since we've been here, 6 people to the groups, but there's a lot of younger people that'll be really more interested in this, and they're going away from Facebook, guys. So this is always going to be changing. I mean, my kids don't use Facebook. My grandchildren are all about Instagram. So they don't even, as far as they're concerned, there's not even a Facebook. So world changes. You got to adjust to it if you want to be really good at this. Sorry, I want to throw that in. So go ahead, Anthony. Sorry.
Oh yeah, well, I'm just taking questions. So I see Betsy raise her hand. So Betsy, I already unmuted you. So if you just want to go ahead with your question.
Greetings, New Age family. I do have a tip in regards to tagging someone in a post. And Anthony, you brought up the @ symbol. I was trying to tag some friends from time to time, and their names weren't coming up. It was like something with Facebook, a glitch or something. And then I learned the beauty of the @ symbol. So let's say I was trying to tag Todd Rowland, but his name was not appearing. I would just do the @ symbol, Todd Rowland, and then it would tag him appropriately. Thank you.
Thank you, Betsy. I love you.
Thank you, Betsy. I just learned that last week. I was having the same issue. So that's a big tip.
And so I see, yes, Mike, that's exactly right in the comments. I see Mike. And Cindy, I see you had a question there.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for this. This is awesome and very timely. Ashley, you were saying that when you're contacting your person, whether it's a customer or potential brand partner, that you would direct them to your website. And I wasn't sure if that was the Facebook group or a personal website or the RX website.
So what I did there was I had put her into the Transformation Health Styles because she asked about the products. And so I had put her into there. And then she's like, well, where can I go and like look at them on a site? And so I sent her to my replicated website. However, I made a note, because a lot of times when people go on your replicated websites, they see the retail cost, right? Which there's pros to that retail cost, but a lot of times it's like some people are kind of like, holy cow. And so being just mindful when you're sending that. And like I mentioned, we're coming out with a new website that we talked about in Destin that I'm so super excited about. And that will also be an amazing tool for you to use going forward. But I'd plugged her into the Health Styles page first, and then I sent her to my actual replicated website. She was interested in weight loss, and so I sent her to my Slenderize one.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Ashley, can I give just a quick tip on retail customers? I'm just going to use this example. Let's say Slenderize retail cost $150. When you send somebody that, we're so programmed to think $150 is like, oh my goodness, But if you'll break it down to $5 a day over a 30-day period, it completely changes people's mindset. Like I can afford $5 a day. I can't afford $150 a month. It's the same amount, it's the same money, but it's all perspective. And so we live in a world where we run to the store and we grab a Coke and it's $2.50, and we do that 30 days out of the month. We're still spending the $150. So a lot of times when you break it down to $5 a day on the retail side, makes a huge difference.
So true.
Yeah, I think we're also scared because we know we get wholesale price. I think we have a general thought pattern that they're going to think it's expensive. I wish my daughter was on here because she sells tons of product for retail. She doesn't understand why they don't want to become wholesale accounts, because she doesn't really share that much with them. But she sells tons of products for retail every day, not question. And if they ever use the products, they don't ever question, because they know how much difference they make. They're huge. They're really, Kristen will tell you, that if you're really no nutrition, our products are not expensive because there's so many blends and so many things together that if you went and tried to put all these things, so they're really not that expensive. And you just think they are because you don't really have the knowledge. Just the person that doesn't use nutrition that accept. I also want to make sure we tell
Oh yeah,
everybody one
we
thing, Anthony. We talked about mentorship and how people are helping, and we've got Brent going to have this call tomorrow night. Let's make sure we give everybody the links. And I know if you're not on New Age Nation or MOA Challenge page, you got to make sure you're plugging in. You need to be accepted into that group immediately. After I got to looking, I have people I forgot to put on that group right now. I looked while we were talking, I thought I forgot to invite these people. Those things are where you learn about what's going on. We post every one of our Zooms. We post what's going on and where to plug in. And someone was talking to me this last week, and I'm just going to make this point. They were paying someone to do mentorship with them. And I looked at who they were paying. I didn't want to say anything, but I'm like, the person you're paying has never even done it. There's someone who is selling memberships. So you've got Coach Palmer, Coach Rowland, you got Deb and Ken. These people have all made millions of dollars in our industry and are willing to donate you their time. And let's face it, Ken and Deb's doing that for Brent's team, and that's not even her team, but we all work together. And you're getting mentorship from people that don't charge you. I'm not saying don't pay for somebody to mentor. There's some great things out there. I've listened and paid for things. But guys, where in the world, sometimes you don't put the value on the people that have already done this and the value of what it takes. I forget that, that I've been working a long time, and I feel like I'm an old man, but I've got a lot of knowledge of what happens out here. The same thing with Ken and Deb. I'll be tuning in to listen to her, even though I've had tons of success. Every time I got a legal pad, and it's to write notes of what Anthony taught. We all do. If you're going to be good at something, I will go back to what Zig Ziglar said. You either green and growing or red and rotten. Well, I want to be green and growing. I don't want to be red and rotten. So, I mean, the mentorship you can get from a Coach Rowland, a Coach Palmer, and Deb and Ken, when we can go, should be naming off other people on this list. I see other leaders, all they're trying to do is help you to get better. And there's no way I can put a price tag on that. There's tons of, my daughter charges $60 for 45 minutes to train people. And that's paid for. Guys, we're doing training for your mind and building to make you money. And I mean, and not charging. And sometimes I'm amazed that people tell me I've got someone who told me, I'm off on a roll now. Somebody said, oh, they really want to do this business, but they had something they had to do this morning. They were meeting somebody at a coffee shop, the little thing they had planned. I'm like, so the dedication is about, you ever notice that the same people are on these calls are the ones that are having success? There's no accident to that. They're plugging in. So anyway, I'm off on a roll. Anthony, Todd Rowland, Coach Rowland, you want to add something? I know you're just about a block from me in a hotel.
Well, I know we had Deb. We had Deb here, and she has this amazing call coming up. So I would love for her.
Plug your call.
Yeah.
Talk about what y'all going to talk about. Deb, let's talk about what you're going to do. What are y'all going to do tomorrow?
Yes. Is Deb coming on?
She is.
Hopefully she is. This call is actually set up for Wednesday night.
I'm sorry.
Deb is going to be on my Sunday night call tomorrow night. So plug in at 8 p.m. Central Time Zone. She's going to be on. We're going to plug this Wednesday night. This is going to be a weekly call that
oh, wow.
Deb is going to do and bring on key people. And so I'm so excited about this because this is just another layer of, Chris, of what you said, of help, of mentorship, of ability to hear stories. And to think that on Wednesday nights, we're going to get at 7 p.m. Central, Winning Wednesday, where Andrea Rosser sits down with people all over our country, our company, and has conversations with them. Great source to plug people into. And then followed up with Deb doing this on Wednesday. Deb, I know you're on. Is there anything you want to bring up?
Hi guys. Yes, we're just thrilled because you know what, we come to all of your calls I take notes every single time. If we're not learning, we're not growing, right? And so we wanted to participate with you guys. We do 14 major Zoom calls a week, and we wanted one that all of you could see. You know, sometimes when I hear something Chris Doyle says, oh, that's a nugget. I've heard it 14 times, but it was a different voice. Sometimes when I hear Ashley, oh, God, that was just a nugget. It just, you know what, it takes 7 times sometimes for someone to hear the message before it really connects. And you're going to see Jen Johnson, you're going to see Sloan Fisher, you're going to see some amazing leaders that none of you have met even, but you're going to hear their stories and you might resonate with it. And your guests might really resonate. So it's going to be the same concept you guys use, but we might do it a little different. So come and see, because you know what, together we all rise. It doesn't have to be the exact same message. You're going to get a spark from somebody that maybe you haven't even met before. And you're going to go, that's my story. That's my story. And look what they've done with their lives. So we're here to help. It kind of looks like a halo over our heads, but we're here to help rise each other together. And what you guys are training on is amazing. It's tools we've been using for years, and we spent a lot of money going to top companies in the world that were doing well with it. Ashley, Anthony, everybody just told you today. And here's the most amazing concept out of all of this. I knew that if I was ever going to make it in this industry, I had to change. I had to change my mindset. I had to change what I thought was going to work. I was not on Facebook 11 years ago. I didn't even carry a cell phone around 11 years ago. And look how much the world has changed. But if we all change together, and if we all help each other, we're taking this business right to the very top, and we are going to have a lot of fun.
Deb, thank you so much, and bringing on Sloan and Jennifer and other people to follow on Wednesdays for people to plug into. And I hope this morning that as you sit there, you really realize, you know, Chris is and Deb's, you know, made millions in the industry. And all of these people realize that it's hard to find a company that leaders link arms to build the biggest building in town. We've got that company. We've got that opportunity. And it just puts a huge smile on our face, on my face. And Chris, just like you doing this every Saturday morning. So I'll stop talking. Jump on our call tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central. Hear from Deb. I just cannot wait. So
this does not take the place of events, guys. I'm going to make one comment. The event we just had in Destin, we really need to thank the Coach Palmer and Coach Rowland. I mean, there was a lot of other moving parts. Andrea, I mean, I cannot say enough about Anthony and the things they did to put the Destin event together. Andrea Rosser, I'm gonna leave people out. I know Aaron Decker worked on it. Kim, there was so much that went into that. This will never take the place of that. Still want to be in person. But guys, I'm going to tell you something. This Zoom does. It gets you in front of with a much better thing than just, we used to do what we call conference calls. I bet Dale was, oh yeah, guys, there's nothing that I can say, something like the expression. Y'all get to see my red face every Saturday mornings. And so here's the thing I want you to know. If these Zooms will keep you plugged in like you can't imagine, and you can't, the events in between the events, the more Zooms you do, the more you plug in. They call them nuggets. That's exactly what they are, but I'm constantly thinking that's a line I could use. And I'm gonna tell you something, Anthony doesn't even know it. Something he said today prompted me to about 5 people, and I have written down that I thought I didn't even think of them, but I could use this system to get them to look at what we're doing. People that have an approach and didn't have a right approach from. Don't think that y'all don't have chicken lists. I still got them. We all do. It's just part of what we do. So just step out of that, plug in. Coach Rowland, I'll let you close us out. We got 60 seconds, so we give you a whole lot of time to talk if you're with us.
No, I can't. I just posted on MOA Challenge Deb's call that her and Jennifer and Sloan are starting on Wednesday nights. That that although we're sometimes man heavy on these Saturday morning calls, 80% of our industry is women, and Deb and Sloan and Jennifer are 3 of the absolute best. So I encourage you, fill that one up with all of your teams. That will be absolutely amazing. I've sat back and watched them since they arrived. They do just an unbelievable job, unbelievable delivery. You'll be excited you had your team there. And Chris, I'll just end by saying, same for me. Yesterday in Mississippi, did my first meeting ever for my most successful family member. Him and his wife own an internet company and a telephone company. in Mississippi. They own the largest flea market in the country. 10 other things. And in 19 years, I had never even as much told them what I did. In my mind, I thought they would never, ever do this. But I had signed up another family member about 4 years ago, and she bumped into this family member, and this particular lady wanted to lose weight. And she said, what should I tell her? Because she was nervous too. And I said, what should I tell her, Todd? And I said, why don't you just put her in Transformation Health Styles and tag her in a couple of videos? And lo and behold, not only did she sign up with products, they got in the business. Come to find out that the timing's right in their life. So we kicked their business off yesterday in Mississippi, and they signed up. Like Anthony was with me. I think we put in, as of this morning, we put in 5 since yesterday from their first meeting. So all originated from a tag in Transformation Health Styles on somebody I was scared to show.
Well, guys, I don't know what else how we can end on. That's perfect. Exactly. And so, because a lot of times everybody thinks that because we've had so much success, we don't have the same concerns that you have. It's just that we've stepped out enough. And I want to reiterate what Todd said. We're women, 80% of our company is probably driven by women. What does that really prove? Apparently women are smarter than men. How do they like that? I'm like, it is the truth. The women do this. They must be smart. That just means that Todd and Coach Palmer and myself, some of these guys on here, like, we figured it out. I figured it out 20 years ago, just didn't realize it. So guys, have a great Saturday. And we're looking forward to, I can't wait to Coach Palmer's Zoom tomorrow night, as well as the one on Wednesday. I know I'm going to plug a lot of people into this next Wednesday night call. That's going to be consistent. I'm excited about that. So we're trying to create all the tools that'll help you. Guys, have a great Saturday. Everybody, you see, Coach Palmer's gone to work. Coach Rowland's coming to my house. The leaders are out working. And that's what happens when you're in momentum. So have a great day. See y'all guys. These will be posted for you to watch over and shortly. And I'll get it on my YouTube, and Anthony, I know I'll have it on his. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Everybody.
Incredible.
Have a good day.
Guys.
Everybody.